15, verse 8. The sacrifice of the wicked is an abomination to the Lord, but the prayer of the upright is his delight. I want to give our praises and honor to Yahawah, Bahashem, YAHAWASHI, Bahashem, Arkah Kodash, forgive me the spirit, to do this lesson. In this lesson, we're going into Yahawah, Bahashem, YAHAWASHI, delights in our prayers, okay, in our sincere prayers from the heart, man, okay, from a place of doing better and needing sincere help and believing in the help, okay, because Yahawah, Bahashem, YAHAWASHI is here to help us if we are sincere, okay, if we are sincere, all right, and we believe in them sincerely, okay. So one thing you have to realize is that when you pray sincerely, that is a delight. That is a good pleasure to Yahawah, Bahashem, YAHAWASHI, okay, that we need them, okay, that we're calling upon them, man, for help. All right, let's read it again. Proverbs chapter 15, verse 8. The sacrifice of the wicked is an abomination to the Lord, but the prayer of the upright, okay, who is the upright? The hopeful elect that sincerely believes, okay, that's fighting in his truth, okay. The prayer of the upright is his delight. So we have to understand that, man. So if you're lacking in praying, that is not a good thing, okay. That is not delightful to Yahawah, Bahashem, YAHAWASHI. Okay, so we have to pray more and understand how important it is, okay, and how meaningful it is. It's not just us praying and that's it, because we need help, but it also is a delight, like I just read, okay. Let's go to Sirach chapter 35, verse 17. The prayer of the humble pierced the clouds. Right, the prayer of the humble pierced the clouds. Okay, so the prayer of the upright is Yahawah, Bahashem, YAHAWASHI's delight, especially, okay, if you are humble, okay, it has to be humble, okay, you have to have humility with these prayers, okay, so the prayer of the humble pierced the clouds until it come nigh, he will not be comforted, and will not depart till the Most High shall behold to judge righteously and execute judgment, right, so you get the point, man. Okay, the prayer of the humble pierced the clouds, meaning it go right through. They get it. Okay, they want us to pray. Okay, think about that, man. All right, don't let Satan distract you from praying when you know you need to pray, because Satan will do that. He will try to keep you busy with worldly bullshit, and for you know it, days went by and you have not sincerely prayed, man. Okay, I ain't talking about rushing prayers and just, I'm talking about a sincere, passionate prayer, man. Okay, zoned in on it for real. Now from there, let's go to Proverbs chapter 15, verse 29. The Lord is far from the wicked, but he heareth the prayer of the righteous. Okay, he heareth the prayer of the righteous. Right, man, because why? The prayers pierce through the clouds. Okay, because he delights in the prayers of the righteous, of the upright, of the hopeful elect. Okay? Period, man. So if we get that in our head, we understand what? How important it is to pray fervently and sincerely to our powers day in and day out, because the evil thereof is sufficient enough in one day. In one day, the evil is sufficient. Okay, period. Now from there, let's go to Daniel chapter 6, starting at verse 10. Now in this chapter, before I read verse 10, it's going into, okay, when the different counselors and different presidents of that kingdom at that time signed a decree that Daniel or anybody else could not pray to their God, okay, or sacrifice to their God. And if they do so, they would get thrown in the lion's den. All right. So they were setting Daniel up because they already knew he was praying to his God. Okay. So let's go to Daniel chapter 6, read verse 10. It says, now when Daniel knew that the writing was signed, okay, that decree that I just explained, that you can read in the chapter, he went into his house, and his windows being open in his chamber, toward Jerusalem, right, towards the east. He kneeled upon his knees 3 times a day. Let's read that again. He kneeled upon his knees 3 times a day. Okay, upon his knees, man. Okay, giving reverence. All right, anytime you want to pray, okay, if you have the opportunity and you're in the situation, okay, in the right scenery, I should say, the right setting, then get on your knees, man. You're supposed to get on your knees, man. All right, and put your hands up in the sky, spread them out towards the east, and make your prayer. Okay? He kneeled upon his knees 3 times a day and prayed and gave thanks before YAHAWASHI as he did aforetime. Okay? So, these things are written for what? For our learning. So he prayed 3 times a day, passionately, on his knees. Okay? Now, every time he did that was a delight to YAHAWASHI. It was a pleasure to YAHAWASHI. Let's end it on this. Let's go to Philippians chapter 4. I'm going to read verse 6 and 7. Be careful for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication. With thanksgiving, let your requests be made known unto YAHAWASHI. Right, man? In everything by prayer. You hear that? But in everything by prayer and supplication. We need to be praying a lot, man, especially in these times. It's getting darker and darker. We're living in the worst times in history. Okay? And it's going to get darker and darker and darker. So don't you think your prayers should be going up more and more and more? Your prayers? Okay? Especially knowing, as I just read at the beginning, let's go back to Proverbs 15 verse 8. The sacrifice of the wicked is an abomination to the Lord, but the prayer of the upright is his delight. So we understand by this scripture right here alone, by itself, that our prayers sincerely to YAHAWASHI is a delight to YAHAWASHI. Okay, that should motivate you by itself, let alone what you need. Okay, and you need help and you're praying for different things and maybe demons messing with you and you're praying, etc., etc., Let's go back to Philippians chapter 4. I'm going to read verse 6 again and go to 7. Be careful for nothing. Okay, be careful for nothing. Now we know, okay, that the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. That's why you be careful for nothing, man. Okay, because we're in evil times. But in everything by prayer and supplication, with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known unto YAHAWASHI. Okay, verse 7. And the peace of Yahweh, which pass all understanding, shall keep your hearts and minds through YAHAWASHI. Okay, the mediator, through YAHAWASHI, man. Okay, so you want Yahweh to keep your mind through YAHAWASHI. Do more things that they delight in, like praying sincerely. A sincere prayer, man, a thought out sincere prayer. Okay, to do better, man, to get closer to YAHAWASHI. Everything should be about getting closer to YAHAWASHI at the end of the day. Okay, draw nigh to me, I'll draw nigh to you, as the scriptures say. Okay, so I hope you're edified, man. Hey, we got to pray more, a lot more, man, because it's YAHAWASHI delight, period. Okay, so with that, I want to give our praises and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakha, Kodash, for giving me the spirit to do this lesson. Double honor to the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalawam to you, Alchemy out there that's doing the truth and sincerity. Shalawam.